Ladies and gentlemen, on a beautiful September day from Connecticut, Peyton Warnock, Jalen Diaz are back with another episode of Talk of the Town. Just to be clear, everybody, of course, these are preseason predictions. If somebody gets hurt, we can't control that. All we know right now is that Deshaun Watson is suspended, DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. There's minor injuries here and there, but if somebody big gets hurt throughout the year, there's obviously going to be a difference in their record. So take this for what it is. When all teams healthy, which obviously is not going to happen, we know that. But all teams healthy, these are the predictions we have for every team's record this season. This video was not made out of some BS. We went through every single game that is happening this year and chose the winner. We aren't just picking random numbers out of our you-know-where. So with that being said, Jalen, you take us through the AFC first.
All right, I got AFC East right now. I got the Buffalo Bills coming out of there, the East, it's just why not? They should have honestly went to the Super Bowl last year considering how they played. Other than that, they just keep progressing. They got Von Miller coming off a championship, champion run with the Los Angeles Rams. So he's still juiced up. He's still hungry. I'm going to be real with you. The Buffalo Bills can win the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I might even go as far as to say that they're my favorite, low-key. I know, excluding all bias, I might say that the Bills are the favorites.
Pats come in second, and then I have Dolphins, and then New York.
I agree with that. That's the same as I got. I don't want to spoil too much, but how much love are you giving Tua and Tyreek? How many games you giving them this year?
I got them winning 10, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Oh, that's stacked division. Okay, yeah, I like that.
I got them winning 10, but I mean, I just got excited. I just got too excited. It's exciting to, changes, bro. It's like, dude, you got one of the best receivers coming up, went to a different team after. I've never thought that he would leave the Chiefs, truth be told. So the fact that he's left the Chiefs and it's not the same quarterback, so I'm wondering how he's adjusting to it. I wonder how Tua is adjusting to it. So it's definitely going to be interesting, and I think it's going to be the year for make or break for Tua, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
So I got them sitting at 10 right now. I got AFC North, coming in hot. I got the Ravens and the Bengals tied. I both have them winning over 10 games. Then I have basically the Steelers and the Browns. If I had a top 5 list of teams that I'm not excited for this year, it would be those two would probably be in it. Considering that the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, they're 3-0 in preseason, but we don't know. It's just they're in the rebuilding system too. They just their quarterback just retired, so there's a lot more going on over there. Mm-hmm. And then as for the Browns, I have them last in the division considerably because it's like, dude,
12 games, no starter.
Yeah, it's you got
12 whole games.
You got 12 games without your starting quarterback. That organization is just something else. And then AFC South. Ooh, you guys are winning your division.
Yeah, we are. You're damn right we are.
You guys are winning your division this year. I really do have faith in that. I have faith in Matt Ryan as a quarterback because I believe that he is a good quarterback. He's getting older, and as he's getting older, it's like, things are changing, but a change is what's necessary in certain situations. And him at his age, him going to Indy, where you guys have a phenomenal line. It's like, dude, any good quarterback that likes to throw the ball and to sit in the pocket, they would be blessed and thankful to be sitting behind the offensive line. Shout out to my cousin Marvin. He's a Colts fan also. He's excited this year. I think the worst team that would be in the division is the Houston Texans. I have Houston winning 2 games.
Oh man! Oh no, Houston, no!
I have Jacksonville winning 5 games. I need to see something out of them. I'm a little worried for Trevor Lawrence. Like I'm a little afraid right now because a lot of people are starting to believe that he's not the truth, like how he was in college, and it was just like his surroundings. It's like one of those things. Like I'm wishy-washy about, but I'm hoping for success with him. We got the AFC West, which is honestly
a bloodbath.
I got Kansas with 13 this year because they are. I still, like I said, I still have faith in them, and I would never not have faith in Patrick Mahomes. They got a lot of wins in that division. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I got Denver. I'm not even gonna lie. I have Denver winning over 10 games.
Really?
Because the fact that it's like I have faith in Russell Wilson. They have a good receiver squad over there.
Hell yeah, say that shit again, Jay. I got faith in him too. You know what? I got faith in Russell Wilson too. Broncos country. Let's ride.
New beginnings, start, and it's a great system, to come behind. They got some legendary people that play for the Broncos. So I'm hoping something great out of them. And then the Raiders, 10. I got them winning 10.
So everybody's winning 10. What'd you say? 13, 12, 10, and 10? Or 11? 13, 12, 11, 10.
The NFC is not really it's not really a thing, in my opinion. Yeah. The NFC doesn't really exist, in my opinion. That's why there's a lot of losses. I mean, a lot of wins on this side of the ball.
All right, before I start with my AFC, I just want to, make a point that I think 12 of the 16 AFC teams have a legitimate chance at the playoffs. This 8 through 12 seed, I think there could be an argument made. This is just the way I predicted it, but there could be an argument made for the teams that I don't have in the playoffs. Following the same order, I have the Bills winning the AFC East. Our AFC East is pretty much identical, just in terms of wins, a little bit off. But, I mean, you heard what I said in the quarterbacks video. I have Josh Allen as the second best quarterback in the NFL, and I stand by that. And this is his time. He's got the roster. Yeah. This is his time to win the Super Bowl. Like I said earlier, I think they could be the favorites. Second and third, Patriots and Dolphins, respectively, 9-8, 8-9. I'm not too sure about Tua. I know he was super accurate last year, but at the system they ran, it wasn't a lot of deep balls. And what does Tyreek Hill thrive on? The deep ball. I know that receiving core is ridiculous, including Gesicki at tight end. As a running pattern throughout this video and through my predictions, somebody's got to lose the football game. There's so many good teams. There's so many great rosters. Somebody's got to lose. I think you gave Dolphins 10. I'm giving them 8. I'd love to be wrong because I like Tua, but we'll see. And then the Jets, like you said, I feel some significant improvements from the Jets, but they still got 3 good teams in their division. But they had a good draft, so I'll give the Jets 5. It's progress. They'll start to get better over time. If Zach Wilson is a number 2 pick, if he's legit, we'll see some improvements out of him this year when he gets healthy. They had a good draft, but it's a really good division. Going over to the North, winning the North, I have the Ravens. Now, this one was tough for me because do I trust that Ravens roster to win football games? Not really. But they have this one guy on that team. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's pretty good. His name's Lamar. He wins football games. Not only does he win football games as it is, his winning percentage is ridiculous. Not only were they the 1 seed before his injury last year with the whole team on the injured list, he's trying to get paid. In second place, I have the AFC champions of last year, the Bengals. Like I've said before, I think it was a perfect storm for the Bengals last year. I'm not going to say lucky because they're a very talented team. The line improved. I don't see a world where Burrow gets worse, but the way they played last year, somebody isn't going to play that well. They don't get much better than they did last year, so gave him 10 wins. Now at third, the coach of this team has never gone under 500 as the coach of this team. I have the Steelers 9-8, continuing the streak for Mike Tomlin. It's just a question of can the quarterback elevate them to the playoffs, and right now, I don't think so. I think Trubisky, Pickett, whoever it may be, I think we'll see a switch sometime in the year. I think they'll do enough, but they're not going to take them from, where they were last year as a 6 or 7 seed. They're not going to take them to winning the division. They're not going to take them to playoff wins, but I think the streak stays alive for Coach Tomlin. Last but also least, the Browns. I gave them 7. I think Deshaun is really, really good at playing football, and I think a lot of people forget about that because of what's going on. And while we're not going to touch on that because I haven't done research, I'm not educated on the topic, so I'm not going to speak on it, but Deshaun Watson is really good at football.
Deshaun Watson considerably could be the best quarterback in the league. I just been afraid to say it the past couple of weeks while all this shit been going on. But continue on. I'm sorry.
So, I think if Deshaun was able to play this whole season, I think the Browns would win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he's out 12 games. Should Jacoby Brissett be able to hold their head above water, maybe just around 500 until Deshaun gets back, they could make some noise.
It could be a thing.
You'll never guess who I've got winning the South. Listen, the Colts saw what Los Angeles Rams did last year, and they said, we're going to do that this year. We're going to get an old quarterback. that's been disrespected, that plays well on a bad team. We're going to bring him in and we're going to make him a champion. And you're damn right, that's what we're going to do. I have a lot of faith in Matt Ryan. I have a lot of faith in Jonathan Taylor. I think Michael Pittman's going to have a breakout year. We've got some of the best defenders in the league. So I got the Colts winning 13 games this year.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah.
Put it on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At the expense, of course, of the Titans, who have already kind of started to fall off. It will only continue. Ryan Tannehill, the door's open. He's inching closer. It's time to walk through it, buddy. Derrick Henry, after an injury last year, a leg injury to a guy like that is always scary because you never know how it's going to affect them. Still think he's going to be great this year, but he's not getting better. I didn't even mention Julio Jones and A.J. Brown being gone as well. So who Tannehill's throwing to, I have no idea. Another team that's making a little bit of improvements, but again, some teams have to lose football games for other teams to win. Jaguars, I have 6 wins for them. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to improve. They do have a little bit of a better team around him. Not enough to take the team from nothing to the Super Bowl like Joe Burrow did last year, but enough to improve, and pretty soon they'll be up there contending in the division. At last in the South, Houston, of course. Gave him a little bit more respect than you did, because I do think Davis Mills is pretty good. However, they have nobody on that roster. So it has come to my attention that, unfortunately, I accidentally skipped the AFC West after talking about the AFC South. And being that I transitioned over to the NFC East, Jalen was just so excited to tell us more about his Cowboys that he also forgot that I didn't do the AFC West. So here's my AFC West. I have the Chiefs and the Raiders tied for first, the Raiders owning the tiebreaker and winning the division. I have the Chargers coming in third, and I have the Broncos in last place, still over 500. Now we're going to head right back to the official video and hear Jalen talk about his Cowboys.
Coming out of the NFC East, we have America's team. The Dallas Cowboys. It's all year, baby. It's all year. No, let me stop. Maybe all year. Every year is all year, technically, but we never, it is what it is. Anyway,
it's a good point.
I got my boys winning 11. I just know there's going to be a game or two where we're going to shoot ourselves in the fucking foot.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's never a goddamn day where the Dallas Cowboys doesn't shoot themselves in the foot, and they can never stop holding people. They can never stop holding outside. They can never stop roughing up the passer. We always getting flags. We love that yellow shit that comes
always getting flags.
And then obviously the worst team in that in the East is the Washington Commanders. In my opinion, that team has just been I don't know when the last time they've been really relevant, honestly.
They won the division with like 6 wins 2 years ago. Like, come on.
Let me take that back. Well, it's tied with them in between the Giants and them. But I like this. Me personally, I'm a big fan of I'm not a big fan of the Giants because it's like, it's a rivalry. Right. Like, I respect them. I like Daniel Jones. And then I got Philly taking home 7. Really big fan of Jalen Hurts. He's not. I don't want to say this because it's so disrespectful to say this, but he's giving me Lamar Jackson vibes in a way.
Show's over. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yo, oh my! But see, guys, all right, hear me out. It's the fact that he can run the ball very well, but the throwing is questionable, right? So, like, it was the same thing when Lamar first started. Can he throw the ball correctly? And the NFC North, I have Green Bay coming out. Because it's Green Bay. It's Aaron Rodgers. He's been getting it done for years. Mr. MVP coming into training camp looking like Nicolas Cage from that movie that everybody was talking about.
I think if there was a reason for me to not pick the Packers to win the division, it'd be that stupid ass tattoo on his arm. Because what is like?
I got Green Bay coming out, and then I have the Lions as the worst team in the North. You don't know, but in my opinion, it's like, no, it's not a thing right now. Oh, Chicago. I got them not really. I don't have them doing fairly well. I have them winning only 6. Justin Fields, I have them. It's a questionable thing. Last year, he wasn't. He showed good things, and then
He had his moments. He had
came
his
back.
moments.
But it's like it's one of those things where you got to give him time. Minnesota, I got Minnesota winning 8. I like Minnesota. This one of those teams where they have one of the best receivers in the game. They have a good receiving core actually.
Yep.
And their quarterback, who I do have faith in, can say that I don't think he's a quarterback that's going to get it done for them to ever get to a deep run to the playoffs, because that hasn't happened yet, and it still. If it hasn't happened yet, and after what you just did last year with a great receiver, I don't know what else you got to do. It's something else we need to take a step back and reevaluate. Swinging over to the NFC South, I have obviously the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming out of there. That's given. All right, so I have Atlanta and Carolina, basically tied in a sense the same thing in the but Carolina's in the rebuilding phase. They're starting their quarterback as Baker Mayfield, which I'm pretty stoked about. It's good. I just like this because it's just like you never know what's going to happen. You can either ball out, or this might be the year they'd be like, hey, guy, those Hulu commercials, they paid you really well, and I hope you save some money for them.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Baker Mayfield is just Johnny Manziel with a Hulu sponsorship.
Oh, my damn.
Same player. You gave Johnny Manziel, Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham, David Njoku, Austin Hooper, Jarvis Landry. I think he'd be all right. This is make or break for Baker. I've seen enough. All right? Although, granted, I said Sam Darnold last year was going to have his big season. He was awful, too. So they didn't really have much of a choice. It is Baker. But, Baker, let's see something. Let's see something out of you. Show them why.
Moving over to the NFC West, another one of my divisions, probably one of my favorite divisions also. I have the Rams coming out. No doubt in my mind.
They literally lost 2 of their best players, and then they're just like, oh, cool, let's just add 2 better players. Like, they lost Von Miller. They're like, oh, that's cool. Bobby Wagner, what's up? Like, they lost Odell. Okay, Allen Robinson. Like, how are they doing this, bro? They're playing with the salary cap turned off in Madden franchise. I don't get it.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I got them going crazy this year. I got them winning a solid 14.
Ooh, okay.
The worst team in the division is the Seattle Seahawks. They lost Russell Wilson. They lost Bobby Wagner. So I'm gonna see a solid 3 on the board for them.
That's what
honestly, they went 0-3, and they went 0-3 in preseason. So it's like,
bro, their options at quarterback are Drew Lock and Geno Smith. What are we doing? Bro, you saw Tyler Huntley play for the Ravens last year, and you didn't want to trade for him. You wanted Drew Lock. Geno Smith was good when I was in middle school. That's great that you got good receivers. Somebody has to throw them the ball. Somebody has to block for the quarterback to have time to throw them the ball. What are we doing?
Oh, man. I got Arizona winning a solid 10, considering that, last year they went on the run that they went on, and then they just slowly deflated. And then San Fran, I like Francisco, but they're in the rebuilding phase with a new quarterback also. So it's like one of those things where it's just like I don't really can't put the most faith in them. So
yeah. I think you're using rebuilding a little too lightly. Like, that's a good roster. And I don't know why the switch to Trey Lance. I understand. I'll talk a little bit more about Jimmy G later, but I understand trying to move forward, but I consider this kind of like the Chiefs going from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes. Like, I think the 49ers are trying to make a push, and I think in their minds Trey Lance will push them farther. I disagree. We'll see. But either way, I don't think they have the Super Bowl winning quarterback on their team. I think you're using rebuild too lightly because I think they're still going to contend, and that's what they're trying to do.
Because I was kind of throwing it around. But it's one of those things where it's kind of like, because in my opinion, I feel like a rebuild starts at the quarterback.
I would say retool maybe, because like the Steelers, I get could kind of, because that roster, they're good, but they were just hanging on by a thread last year with Big Ben, and now you got rid of your franchise guy, so that's a little different. But 49ers, that's a really loaded roster. All right,
get the pot started.
Let's
get the pot started.
Let's get it.
You're about to go crazy right now,
NFC East. We're not gonna go too crazy with the NFC East. It's pretty self-explanatory. Cowboys coming in first because they get to bully the other 3 teams 6 times a year. Six free wins. Eagles made a little bit of improvements. Jalen Hurts is still a question mark for me. I mean, I know he's good, but when it came to the big game last year, what seemed to happen was they would be losing by 28, and then he would throw 2 touchdowns to make his stats look better and still lose the game. You think I'm lying? Go watch the highlights of the Bucs game. Tell me what the score was when he started throwing touchdowns. All right, and no arguments from anybody, I would assume. Commanders and Giants are going to be at the bottom of the barrel, 5 and 3 wins respectively. Commanders, Carson Wentz stinks, and then the Giants, the NFC North. We got the Packers winning the division. It's pretty much a given at this point. Rodgers is going to get you around 13 wins. I do have him 12 this year. They have a really good defense. They have 2 great running backs. And Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Regular Season, is still there. Vikings, I have... Yeah, Mr. Regular Season. Vikings, I have in second place, just under 500. A good makeup of the roster. Just... they can never manage to put it together. Vikings are a team that could make the playoffs. I think that 7th spot in the NFC is very open, so don't be surprised if the Vikings make it. I don't have them there yet. With a tiny, tiny bit of improvement, still in last, however, I have the Lions. Jared Goff is still a quarterback. I want to give them some improvements, but they still have Jared Goff, so I can't give them too much. And the Bears, just a little bit ahead of them. I don't think the Bears are going to improve much at all. They're giving Fields just about nothing to throw to. Like, Fields is going to have to be on some sort of roadrunner type stuff because they don't have a great line, and he has nobody to throw to. I think Darnell Mooney is his number 1 receiver, and, I mean, come on, bro. They do have a new coach, so that is a bright spot. Maybe the coach can put him in a better position to succeed. I personally just don't see it. Going down to the NFC South, like you said, the Bucs should be winning that division, although I do have the Saints very close behind them, which I'll talk about in a sec. Tom Brady just does it, man. I don't understand how. The facial reconstruction surgery he had, he might not be able to move his face around too much, but he could still move his head to look off receivers. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans covered. I look over to Julio Jones. Oh, Julio Jones is covered. Here's Kyle Rudolph. Oh, he's covered. Chris Godwin. Like, he's throwing to the Avengers. The concern with the center being out is that Tom Brady was the worst quarterback in terms of completion percentage under pressure. That does concern me, and I have the Bucs the lowest amount of wins for a division winner. I think the Saints can overtake them in the division, just like they did when he first got there. But I have the Saints have 1 less win than the Bucs. I think Jameis Winston figured it out. I know they have a new coach, so that is a little bit of a cause for a concern, but I'm reading that Alvin Kamara is not going to face suspension. Michael Thomas is going to be healthy. They have Jarvis Landry. They have a great, great defense. I feel like the Saints can surprise a lot of people this year. The Saints kind of fell apart when Jameis got hurt last year. He's back healthy. Thomas is back healthy. Kamara should be playing the entire year from what I've seen. So I have the Saints winning 10, but don't be surprised if the Saints take the division. Like you said, Jay, the Panthers falling into a rebuild. Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Baker, this is your time. This is your time. You've got to show that you can handle a team without a great roster. I know McCaffrey's on the team, but he's going to give you 7 weeks of football, and then he's going to have an ankle injury. That's just the way it is. You have to show us something, Baker, or you're going to be full-time Hulu commercials. At home with Baker Mayfield is going to be a house, not a football stadium. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to come out week 1 against Cleveland. He's going to be so fired up. He's going to have his flag. Panthers Nation. Boom. Put it in the ground. Keep pounding. Yeah. And then they're going to lose 5 in a row after that. However, coming in last, the Atlanta Falcons, I wanted to give them 0 wins. I don't think they win a football game this year. However, listen, people. Look at me. Listen. My best friend TK would not be happy with me if I gave the Falcons 0 wins. So for you, TK, I have the Falcons winning 1 football game this year. 1-16 for the Falcons. That roster is so bad. This is the team that they're going to be comparing to the number 1 seed in college football. They're going to say, could the 1 seed in college football beat the Falcons? Probably. Marcus Mariota at quarterback? Are we serious? I was in middle school when Marcus Mariota was good. I was watching Marcus Mariota and Geno Smith be good in middle school. So, going to the NFC West, that just adds on to my point. Geno Smith is starting. They are coming in last. The Seahawks will be last in the NFC West. 49ers are coming in 3rd in that division. Jimmy Garoppolo had his chances. Jimmy Garoppolo had his chances, and the 49ers were winning football games. But in the same case that it is with Ryan Tannehill, when he had to win the football game, he was not going to. So I understand the switch to Trey Lance, but you have a team that's ready now. Is Trey Lance ready now? I don't think so. He was playing kids from North Dakota, bro, in college. That's the last time we saw him play football. He was playing dudes from North Dakota. So now you got to play Bobby Wagner and Aaron Donald. I don't think they got those in North Dakota. Actually, they do. They're called Bears. I do understand the transition, and could I be completely wrong in saying that I don't think Trey Lance is the guy that's going to push them? Yeah. I didn't think Patrick Mahomes was going to take over for Alex Smith and go to 4 straight conference championships. I don't see it, so I have the 49ers winning 9. I don't think they're going to fall too much off. Second place, Cardinals. Like we discussed earlier, 6-game suspension for Hopkins. And when Hopkins got hurt last year, that's kind of when it started to go downhill for Kyler. He was on track for MVP. Granted, Kyler did get banged up a little bit as well. However, they lost to the Lions, man. Listen, I think Kyler is just on the edge of that top-tier great quarterback. When we did our list, if there was an 11 spot, that's where I would have had him. Him and Russell Wilson are kind of in that interchangeable spot right outside the top 10 for me. I have a couple more losses for the Cardinals, but still a playoff team nonetheless. And of course, number 1 in the NFC West, number 1 in the NFC period, I have the Rams. It might just be back-to-back. Like I said earlier, they lost key players, and then they just filled it in so fast. Like, they threw like Flex Seal on it, and all of a sudden, Von Miller's gone. Oh, Bobby Wagner. Like, I don't know how they do it. They got cheat codes in Madden or something. So you have so many pieces on this team. I have them with 13, tied for the second best record in the NFL. I had Buffalo with the best record in the NFL, which could be the Super Bowl. And if I had to do a Super Bowl prediction right now, it would be Bills against Rams. That would be my Super Bowl prediction.
I second that. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Much love. I appreciate the patience and time. If anybody disagrees, comment in the comment section.
Yeah, please do. Please tell us what team we're sleeping on or what team we're over.
And if you don't like it, I'll delete it. No, I'm just joking.
That's going to do it for this video. Check out the top link in the description for all Talk of the Town videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time.